Hello again. Essay here. Usually I don't focus on internet drama, but I had to make a video about this particular situation. Now, anyone who's familiar with the Daily Wire, hey, I don't have to explain to you. You know who they are. But for anyone who's ignorant, it's basically an outfit run out of Texas, originally Texas, but he's in Tennessee now. But anyway, by Ben Shapiro, even though technically he doesn't necessarily own it. I think it was originally bankrolled by a bunch of Texas oil men. But anyway, well, they basically have a whole cadre of people working underneath them. And one of the programs is called the comment section. Now, of course, some of you probably already know what I'm getting at, but stay with me for those of you who are ignorant. Anyway, the show was hosted for a long time by this chick, Brent Cooper. I don't know her. I mean, she looks okay. I mean, for a skinny brunette chick, but anyway. She left the show under mysterious circumstances and was replaced by a new girl. A girl named is Regan. I have to admit, I don't know why people always use last names as first names, but anyway. And she took over the show. And the show, let's just say this, it has been doing too well since the new girl took over. Now you say, who cares? I don't watch it. Hey, I know. But what I'm getting at is this. Apparently, everyone involved in this program is basically keeping their mouths shut over exactly why Cooper left and the other girl came and replaced her. Now, of course, some of you are saying, oh, they probably signed some non-disclosure agreement. True. I mean, that happens in the entertainment industry all the time. I mean, it's only once in a while when the damn sausage making on TV show is basically exposed to everyone out there in the world to see. We're talking about you, Ellen DeGenerate. Yeah. But in the case of the comment section show, everyone's just, mum. Now, I'm going to show you a snippet of a video from that big boy during from the quartering. And let's just say this. It seems like he's been digging deep into what the hell's been going on with this damn TV show. Or I should say internet show. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
So the Brett Cooper Daily Wire story has taken yet another bizarre turn as an extraordinarily petty move by the Daily Wire set to hamstring Brett Cooper's relaunch just hours before her first video came out. This is low, extremely low. Now, maybe they had every contractual right to do it, but to try and hamstring her on the day of her, YouTube comeback, after separating from your company, after crying online about how Brett Cooper hurt your feelings, this is not how multi-billion-dollar corporations should be acting, or billion-dollar corporations, I should say. The Daily Wire is a massive corporation, and they shouldn't be this petty. I just don't think so. It's not what a grown man does. It's not what a grown woman does. And before we get into all that, maybe a great suggestion for Jeremy Boring, since he needs some big boy pants. Seem a little weird to be thinking about that, but they've been a long-time supporter of the channel, and everybody I've talked to that have tried them out have really, really liked them. So give them a try. Now, this saga started basically when Brett Cooper announced a return. Jeremy Boring, during some sort of Q&A or prepared statement, is how it looks to me, issued this kind of thing about, again, I'm not going to get into the Reagan stuff. I don't have anything against Reagan. I think, as far as I know, as far as what's public. But let's go back to Jeremy Boring's backhanded non-pliment here about
almost the entire time that there's been the comment section, not from the very earliest days, but almost the entire time, 2 years, has been the producer of the show, has helped to write the show every single day, 2 episodes a day, and has been Brett's best friend. And so, some of the accusations against Reagan have been really ugly, like that she's impersonating Brett. Well, that's unfair. If Reagan
that
seems
doesn't mean
a
it's
bit
not
like
true.
Brett, it's because she's Brett's best friend and one of the writers and the producer of the show. She's worked as much on the show every day on what the show would look like and feel like and sound like as Brett has for these last 2 years. They've done that together. Obviously, they have a lot in common in terms of their delivery because they have helped craft the show together. Some of the rumors I saw that we sent Reagan to acting lessons to make her more like Brett. That's absolutely absurd and deeply offensive. Reagan's enormously talented.
Why would you be deeply offended? You're deeply offended that Reagan may have had acting classes, but now you go on to say, now here's where he gets really passive aggressive.
For the last 2 years. And I've never sent her to an acting lesson. She's never asked me to send her to an acting lesson. I've never asked her to do anything to be more like Brett. If anything, we've told her make the show as much your own as you can while maintaining the format. But she is like Brett because they are friends and collaborators, have been collaborators on the show. It's actually ironic because I did send Brett to various kinds of lessons as a performer.
So you did. So again, he says it's deeply offensive that anyone would think Reagan went to acting classes. But then he's like, oh, but I sent Brett there.
Not acting lessons. Brett's a terrific actress and always, the entire time I've known her, she has been, as will be evident when you see the Pendragon cycle. But I did send her to dancing lessons and singing lessons in preparation for her role as Snow White. I sent her to dialogue coaching sessions to help her with her role.
So he puts out this passive aggressive, again, compliment sandwich, where he's like, yeah, she's so great. I only had to send her to 2 or 3 lessons to learn how to do her job. I mean, it's bonkers. Now, this was behind a Daily Wire subscription. So, the fact that it made it out to the internet was probably not what Daily Wire wanted. Now, Brett Cooper makes a return 1 day ago. YouTube was the #1 trending video on YouTube. #1 trending. Her channel trailer has 1.5 million views. It's probably closer to 2. It's probably closer to 2 million views. 200,000 likes. I mean, I mean, absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, right? She has her new show starting, actually, probably after this video comes out, it will have already come out. It comes out at the time of recording in a half hour. I go live at 1 Eastern. So, this video it's not even out yet, and it has 28,000 likes on it. 55 dislikes from the Daily Wire employees, apparently. I don't know. But again, everything's coming up. Brett, she goes on Fox News last night, has an absolutely amazing appearance on Fox News with Jesse Waters.
Brett not going now. I feel like I really missed out.
It looked like a good party. Why do you think they want to make a scene out of that?
Well, because it is cool. It's super exciting. And for the first time in like 10 years, the culture has shifted in a way to where young people on the right now are edgy. They're the rebels. And we've been saying that, for the last 4 years. Like, you think you're the resistance, but actually you have every mainstream organization behind you. You have every huge, Hollywood industry behind you. You're not actually a rebel. You're just falling in line with the mob and doing what they say. Like, we're actually the ones that are pushing back and fighting. And I think they finally realized that.
So what does it say if you're considered edgy that you like?
So she appears on Fox News. Perfectly, she is perfectly planned her comeback. You could see this. Her channel was already growing massively, thousands of subscribers every single day. Monday, she releases her channel trailer, gets 76,000 new subscribers. Then Tuesday gets 50,000. Then Wednesday, she's already got 22,000. I'm going to guess that this is going to go up from her Fox News appearance. That's another 10,000. So she got 30,000. Boy, very humbling for me. All right. Just when I think I'm doing all right, like Brett Cooper is like, oh yeah, I'm actually a superstar. You're just some dork that reads people's articles. That's not what she says, but that's how small I feel in comparison to the machine that is Brett. Now today, the day that she has her new show launch, again, 30 minutes from when I'm recording this video, she put, I unexpectedly lost access to and was logged out of my personal TikTok page. So we are building that too, LOL. Putting the link here. She also has a Facebook page. If anyone's grandparents or parents were following me on Facebook. That account was also given to someone else. So we made a new one as well. I asked, so did a certain ex-employer have access to that? Now, I don't know if she had a TikTok, if the TikTok was hers personally before, kind of before she went to Brett Cooper. I have a feeling, Candace Owens weighed in and said, Brett Cooper being informed that she no longer has access to or ownership of her personal TikTok and Facebook accounts that she grew on the very day that she launches her show is truly remarkable. She will regrow all these channels. We will help her. Certainly, I'm not huge on TikTok. You can find me. I'm the Quartering News, one word on TikTok. She had 1.1 million followers, would regularly get 1,500,000 views on TikTok. Now she's starting over. She has 52. I think I am Brett Cooper _ I think a single underscore. Let me see here. There she is. Already 5,000. So she already has more than me. I'll follow her. Yeah, I'm the Quartering News. I do a segment on TikTok every day. That's like, and Instagram Reels, to be honest with you. But this is probably like, I lost my TikTok. Rip to everyone I was following. I will find you again soon. Big tech can't silence the truth. I mean, this isn't big tech. This is the Daily Wire said, oh, actually, you don't own this. Which, okay, maybe that's true. I just feel like if she was going to exit the show, I think to be the bigger man here, Jeremy, would be to have just let her take these stupid channels. Right? Like, just let her take her TikTok. Who cares? It literally says Brett Cooper. You're not going to are you going to rename the Brett Cooper channel to Reagan? We already know that doesn't work. We see that on the comment section. Again, I don't support people like dunking on Reagan unless there's more information. But are you going to do what you did to the comment section to her personal Facebook page?
Hey guys, and thanks.
I mean, this poor Reagan girl, 16 hours ago, only 26,000 views on a channel that has 4 million subs. And it's lost, they've lost several 100,000.
Hey guys, thanks.
But 4 million people have decided, hey, and it's still getting more dislikes to likes. I'm sure if I go down the reply, decline in views after Brett left the show, that people are really loyal to people. Channel name finally makes sense. I'm only here to check the comment section. I feel bad, but honestly, how did they think this would go? I only came back to see how much this channel is tanking without Brett. Now, I assume once Brett puts out our video today, hopefully these people, will have got their pound of flesh. I get the internet's going to do what it's going
to. Okay, you saw that. Now, like I said, I don't know any of the people involved. I don't know Ben Shapiro, Jeremy Boring. I don't know the Regan chick or even Cooper. I don't know any of these people. I mean, if I bumped them on the street corner somewhere, they wouldn't even acknowledge me, okay? So there you go. But apparently, what happened with this show, I can only conclude that the Cooper chick was fired. Now, of course, that big boy, General Cormier, said that, maybe something mutual. I don't think so. Because people get fired all the time. And sometimes they get fired from TV shows. I mean, look at Tucker Carlson, for example. Or who was there before him? Damn, I can't remember the guy's name now. He was also a big loudmouth. But yeah, they both got fired. And yet, in the aftermath of both those guys getting fired, the people over at Fox don't even mention their names as if they don't even exist. I mean, what's the cliche? You're dead to me? Yeah. And it looks like the same thing is happening here with what's going on over at the damn Daily Wire. And I'm thinking, yeah, she didn't leave on, that Cooper chick didn't leave on her own. She was obviously fired. Why was she fired? But the point of this video is this. Apparently the new girl, this Regan chick, apparently she's just getting nothing but a whole bunch of hate. And from what I can tell, it may not have been her fault. I mean, she just got the luck of the draw, okay? Now, some of you are saying, who cares? I mean, I don't watch this garbage anyway. Hey, I get it, but I'm getting to the point, okay? I'm getting to the point. I could see why Ben Shapiro probably decided to swap out one skinny white chick with another skinny white chick. He figured, hey, they're interchangeable, you know, like pawns on a chessboard. Except he's finding out the hard way, not so fast player. Because, for example, anyone familiar with The Tonight Show? Hey, I'm familiar with The Tonight Show. Indeed, where do you think I got my name from? No, my name is not The Tonight Show, but yeah, but if you go back and look at The Tonight Show, it had a whole plethora of hosts. I mean, originally, Steve Allen used to host the show. And my father used to watch it back then. He loved it. I mean, he loved Steve Allen. Okay? But then he didn't stay. And then he got replaced by Jack Parr. And you say, who the hell is that? Yeah, he was a TV show host. He was there, I think, from the 1950s to the 1960s. And then, of course, everyone remembers Johnny Carson. Hey, I remember Johnny Carson. I was a little kid, but I actually saw a couple episodes. And then, of course, he got replaced by Jay Leno. And, of course, everybody knows who Jay Leno is. I mean, you can't miss that big jaw, right? Yeah. And then, of course, Conan O'Brien. And how long did he last? I think about 10 seconds. And then he got swapped out by Jimmy Fallon. And so far, he's got the show now, but how much longer, anyone's guess. And yet, it's still The Tonight Show. And I guess in the case of Ben Shapiro, I guess he figured, hey, if it works for NBC, it could work for me too. Except he's finding out the hard way, not so fast player. And indeed, another great example of TV shows swapping out the actors is Doctor Who. And of course, some of you who are Doctor Who fans, hey, I don't have to explain it to you, okay? You already know what the deal is. But for you people who are ignorant, I mean, they've had like a whole bunch of people playing the character. And the show has been on for a very long time. I ain't talking about the Redux show. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the OG original show that came out back when I was still in diapers. Yeah, because, wait, let's not pretend, okay? The original OG Doctor Who, that show came out the same week JFK got a bullet in the dome. Yeah, November 1963, no joke. But the thing is, in the case of the original show, they swapped out the actors multiple times. Because they originally had William Hartley, and then they had Peter, I think his name was Trout, or Troughton, something like that. I can't pronounce these English names. And then, of course, they had John Petrie. Pretty cool dude. I mean, the guy had a white boy afro, but whatever. And then, of course, the big one, Tom Baker. And everyone remembers Tom Baker. The guy was goofy, he was crazy, he was zany, the guy was a hoot. I mean, hell, I mean, that's when I first started watching the show. And I loved Tom Baker. He did a great job on the show. But then, wait for it, you ready? Peter Davison came along and replaced Tom Baker. And you say, so what? Well, this is where things start going off the rails on Doctor Who. Because Tom Baker, he still holds the record for having played the character the longest. He was there for like 7 seasons. Now, some of you are saying, what about David Tennant? Yeah, he was there a long time too, and he's and from what I can tell, I think from what I've read, women on the street still throw their panties at David Tennant, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, Tom Baker was there for a long time, and that was around the time I think when they switched the TV show. Remember, Doctor Who was a kiddie show, and they switched it to prime time in England, and adults started watching it. And I started watching it too, because you can say what you want about the visual effects. Visual effects was a joke. I mean, we're talking about flying saucers made out of paper plates and paper mache sets. But the writing was good. I mean, it was like up there like Star Trek level writing. And some of you Star Trek fans are saying don't you speak blasphemy about Star Trek. Hey, you Trekkies, you're good. I ain't talking about, I ain't disparaging Star Trek. I'm just telling you that the writing in Doctor Who, particularly by the 1970s and 1970s, that writing was very good. Very good writing. And that's why Tom Baker got really, really popular. But then when they replaced him with Peter Davidson, the ratings went down. And Peter Davidson was only there for a couple of years, and he got swapped out by a new actor. I think his name was Baker. I can't remember. I think his name was Charles, or I can't remember now. But I know his last name was Baker. He replaced Peter Davidson, and people hated him too. And he was there for only a couple of years. And then finally, they replaced him with this guy Sylvester. McCoy. Yeah, and that guy, he was almost as funny as Tom Baker was. And he was there until the very end when the original series wrapped up. And wait for it, you ready? That guy, Sylvester, the last guy who played Doctor Who in the original series, he's still around. In fact, anyone who saw the damn Hobbit films, he was in that film. He was playing Gandalf's friend, the guy with those crazy rabbits that could run like super fast through the forest. I mean, if you saw the Hobbit films, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was Sylvester, the guy who played the original Doctor Who. But anyway, what I'm getting at is this: the people at the BBC, they kind of like make the same mistake that Ben Shapiro did with the comment section. They swapped out the longtime host of the show with a new person, and unlike the Tonight Show, the audience didn't accept them. They said, "Nah, we don't like this Regan shape. No, thumbs down, get rid of her." And right now, the girl's getting a lot of hate. And like I said, it's not her fault. They hired her to take over the show after they, gave Cooper the boot. And now, just like Peter Davison on Doctor Who, she's just getting nothing but hate mail. It ain't her fault. I mean, it's just a bad luck of the draw. Now, what they gonna do? Well, if they follow the Doctor Who scenario, or wait for it, the damn Tonight Show scenario, they probably gonna get rid of this Regan chick and replace her with somebody else. Until the show finally stabilizes. Now, personally, I think to solve the problem, I think Ben Shapiro should figure, what's the word for it? Consider rebranding. And you say, what? Just make up a whole new show? Or change the name of the show, whatever. Because let's not pretend, that's happened before. I mean, for example, how many people are familiar with Nirvana? Yeah. Smells Like Teen Spirit? Yeah. If you're from the 90s, remember the grunge era? Yeah, you know who Nirvana is. I'll explain it to you. But what happened to Nirvana? Yeah. Old damn Kurt Cobain, blew his own head off. And what happened afterwards? The guys in the band, they formed a new band, the Foo Fighters. And the Foo Fighters are still around until somebody in that band blows their brains out, but we're not going to get into that. And so far, the Foo Fighters have been doing very, very well. Thank you very much. And then, of course, that's not the only great example. How many people are familiar with the Joy Division? Yeah. Because I remember Joy Division. In fact, way back in the day, I just listened to those guys. I didn't know who they were, but I remember hearing them on K-Rock, Rock of the 80s, K-Rock. Yeah, I used to listen to those guys. Didn't know who they were. And then I heard the story that the lead singer, I think his name was Curtis, blew his brains out. And I'm thinking, what's going on with these people? And then the guys in the band created a new band called New Order. And they're still around. So there you go. So yeah. Ben Shapiro, I think he should consider some rebranding. I mean, either that or get a new host, because this Regan chick, she's obviously going to end up like Peter Davidson on Doctor Who. In other words, she's going to get so much hate mail, they're going to have to swap her out with somebody new. Okay? Are we clear? Or they just going to have to rename the show. Now that's a plan. Now, will they do it? I don't know. But I think that's probably one way to stop the bleeding. I mean, either got to get rid of the host, or they have to totally create a whole new show. Just like Joy Division turned into New Order, and just like the Nirvana turned into the Foo Fighters. Just saying. Well, That's all I gotta say about this zaniness happening over at the Daily Wire. And that's my opinion.